Okay, so now I have my music set. Let's walk over to our space and bring our feet nice and wide apart. Okay, so with my feet nice and wide apart, first thing I'm going to do is just kind of center myself. So wiggle my toes around, maybe kind of shake out anything that feels like it needs to be shaken out, shaken out, shaken out. Yes, that's the correct grammar. And then from here, just let the arms hang at the sides. I want you to pull your navel in, slight squeeze through the seat. We're going to reach the arms up. Keep the eyes closed, though. See if you can kind of expand the chest. Ring out the wrists at the top. And then exhale the arms at the sides. Good, soften the knees. We're going to open up the eyes, shift over to that right hip, and shift over to the left hip, and rise. Good. Lift a foot, lift the other foot, shake out anything else, maybe just move those ankles around, and we're going to get started right away. So if you've just entered the chat, here's what's up inside of the, entered the room. Inside of the chat should be everything you need. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss any messages from anybody. I did not. Okay, cool. So we're going to get started with our warm-up. Warm-up is about 4 minutes, 5 blocks of work, cardio, strength, core, strength, cardio. So we have cardio at the edges of our workout. A lot of this stuff is cardio anyway, so you're welcome. All right, so let's hit play as a team in 3, 2, 1, hit it. Once you've hit play, come back to your space. We're going to do our warm-up. The warm-up being 4 minutes, we'll start progressively, meaning we'll start easy. We'll move a little bit harder as we go. Your mat and your weights are off to your side. Shoulders roll back. I take the hands, clasp the hands in front of my chest. I round my spine and untuck. Open, round and tuck. Open the chest. So from the front, I don't look like I'm doing much, but I'm actually doing quite a bit with the rib cage. One more time, open. One more time to close. Take that left arm overhead, pull the right leg in and open, in and open, in and open. 2 more, in and open, last 1. Let's switch our sides. Reach it up, in and open. So you're drawing kind of a crescent with that arm of the right. Good, you've got 4 more. Trying to cross connect towards the navel. 2 more. Moving into a squat position in 1. Good. Feet, toes and knees point forward, a little wider than the shoulders. Drop it down, pulse it down, exhale, rise. Good, drop it down, pulse it down, and exhale, rise. Let's add a calf raise. Drop it down, calf raise, rise. Awesome. Drop it down, and calf raise, rise. 2 more. Drop it down, and calf raise, rise. Last one, I want you to hold that calf raise. Rise up, hands on the hips, lower lift, lower lift, lower lift. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half jack right and left. So if you're not jumping with me, you're gonna hold right here. Otherwise, we go full jacks. Good. Chest up, nice light landing, the balls of the feet, pull the rib cage in. Good. Awesome, let's do 2 more. Then we're gonna make it a T-jack. Nice. If that's not working, remember, I stay at that low impact T-jack. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your feet wide apart again. Drop into the right hip. Drop into the left hip. Rise to stand. Drop into the left hip. Right hip. Rise. Right hip. Left hip. Rise. It's like you're drawing a little triangle. Good. 2 more. Ooh, my hip just popped. Last one. And rise. Good. Give me back kicks. Right and left. Just showing this to you at a little bit of an angle so you can see what's going on as I lean my upper body forward. I'm not compromising my back, meaning I am not rounding my spine. 4, 3, 2, come on down to your mat. So for me, I'm just using half of a mat today. You could use a whole mat. Hands, nice and wide apart. Knees are on the mat. I'm gonna curl, lift my knees off the mat, return my knees to the mat, bend my elbows and push. Lift the knees, lower the knees, bend and push. 2 more. Lift the knees, lower the knees. Bend and push. Last one. Lower the knees and push. Come to a half kneel position. Awesome. My right arm is out to the side. I'm sweeping and overhead reaching. Sweeping, overhead reach. So it's like you're giving yourself a low five and a high five. Switch sides in 2 and 1. Switch it over. Good. Opposite arm out. Reach, rise. Reach, rise. We're just emulating what's going on in today's workout. You got 2 more. Last one. Good. And then from here, rise to stand. Awesome. Roll your shoulders back. We start with cardio. You don't need a mat, so you're just going to push it off to the side. I'm not wearing shoes, but that doesn't mean that there's no impact. So just make sure you take care of yourself. You land light in the balls of the feet. We're starting with the jack combo. So it's going to be regular jack, T-jack alternating. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Open and close. If I'm not jumping, I'm going to do the same thing with the arms. I just alternate my legs, right? It doesn't matter that the same leg abducts on the overhead reach or the outward reach. It isn't the end of the world. Abs in tight. So just showing this to you from the side. I'm not letting my whole abdomen protrude forward. I'm kind of pulling everything in as I jump. I'm keeping my shoulders packed. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to plant that left foot, turn it out. Take the left toes out. Plie squat, sweep. Just the right side. I'm coming across the left hip. Arms can be anywhere. Low impact cardio mixed with high impact cardio. Really good for the muscles, good for the bones and joints. So your first 45 is here. That second 45 is on the other side. So we're working adductors, abductors of the hip. The foot of the left is turned out about 45 degrees. But showing this to you from the side, I'm going to drop into my plie squat, cross the hip. 3, 2, switch your sides. Squat it down. So my right toes are now turned out. My hands can be anywhere for that counterbalance. Good. Remember, this is the first set. So just focusing on good posture, getting that breath in. And next set, you can focus on maybe a little more speed, a little more depth in the squat. So there's some options here. You got 8 more seconds on the left. We have one thing left to do. This is impactful. 2 back kicks, 1 squat jump. 3, 2, 1. I'll turn this to the side. Kick right, kick left, jump. Kick left, kick right, jump. If you can try to alternate the lead leg on the jump or on the kick, that would be ideal. But if you're like me and it's like if I'm not thinking about it, I just lead with my right naturally, that's okay too. You're leaning forward the whole time. Kick back, other leg, squat jump, showing this to you from the front. Left kick, right kick, squat jump. The squat jump could be a calf raise, right? Yes, 5, 4, finish the rep up, 3 and 2 and 1, that's time. Okay, 30 seconds to rest between the sets, and we'll do it all again. Happy Monday, happy August, happy Leo season. Okay, so second set, turning up the heat if you can. It's the last time you see it. We start in 8 seconds. T-jack, regular jack combo, could be impactful, could be no impact. 3, 2, 1, here we go. T and open, T, open. T-jack just means arms reach right in front of you, working on that shoulder flexion and abduction. Reach and rise. Can you stay consistent with your breathing while you continue to keep up the work on this impactful, kind of high intensity cardio, maybe even match the beat? 20 seconds. Woo. I'm feeling it. Yes. We plant the right foot first in 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the right toes out, left toes out. So you're getting ready for plie. Drop and reach. Drop. So I'm adding a little cross-body rotation. Make sure when you drop into your plie, you're bending both knees at the same rate. So you're keeping your hips dropping down evenly. We're not just favoring the right leg, yes? I like to use my arms for that counterbalance as I sweep the left leg towards the right side of the room. Adductor, right? Yes, eyes forward. Think about the posture, how it might be affected if I say I'm looking at the floor. 3, 2, switch your feet. So now the left toes turn out, right toes start to move. Drop in, cross. Left foot stays grounded. Notice if you're rolling into the inner foot, press through that outer edge. Outer heel, pinky toe ball round. Yes, and adding that rotation with the upper body is just a little icing on the cake. Yeah! Oh my gosh, I'm sweating already, team. 20 seconds, we've got one more thing left in our first block, and we'll say goodbye to this. 5, 3, 1. Join me with back kicks. Here we go. Kick 1, kick 2, squat jump. Kick 1, kick 2, squat jump. Alternating your legs. I try to think of this as what leg did I set down last? I start with that leg first. Yeah. Squeeze that back leg seat. You got it. Super duper. Posture strong. I'm not worried about how fast you're transitioning from one thing to the next. I'm more worried about, are you breathing? Is your back flat? Yeah, lean forward. You're done in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, 60 seconds to recover. Now's a great time to grab that sip of water. In your second block, you will need a mat. Doesn't have to be a mat, could be a bath towel, could be a rug. Just something to support your hands and your knees. So for me, I'm gonna have my half mat. This is strength, okay? So I'm gonna grab my 2 5s, which are back here. If you got something heavier, cool. If you don't, also cool. We're gonna start standing. You're still in recovery. I'm just gonna preview a couple of things. So you're gonna start straddling your mat. Hands start in front of your chest. I'm gonna, toes and knees point forward. I drop in, I switch, I rise and push. Okay, then the other side. Drop in, switch, rise and push. That's where we'll start. Don't have time to preview the rest of it, so we'll just do this one first. Timer starts in 3, 2, weights at the heart, drop into the left, shift to the right, rise and drive the arms forward. Drop into the right, shift to the left, rise and squeeze your seat as the arms push forward. Left to the right. Triangle squat with a front push. Try not to elevate those shoulders. I want you to go slow so we have more time under this tension of the squat and the front press. We're doing a lot of push in this first little strength quad. So take care of yourself. Back stays flat. Good. Come on down to the left knee and right foot. You only need 1 dumbbell. I'm going to do a slap and a slap. Here we go. Half kneel position, overhead, cross. If this feels easy, I want you to curl your back toes and hover your back knee. I'll show this to you in the second round. I think the first round, I'm just about keeping good postural alignment. So seeing this from the side or a little bit of an angle, I'm tilting forward. I'm connecting right underneath that hamstring, pressing through the top of the foot of the left and bottom of the foot of the right. Switch your sides. I'll stay in the side angle position. I think it's helpful. Same thing. I'm going to switch the weight over to the right hand. Lean and push. Connect. High five, low five. Squeeze the seat as I come into that perpendicular position with the torso. So squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Inhale, exhale. Really grounding down through that left foot, left heel. So this is exercise 3 out of 4. We have one thing left to do. And this is a push-up with a beast hold for 4 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So what I mean by that might mean hands on the floor, knees on your mat. Curl and lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the knees down, 1 push-up. Just like the warm-up. 4, 3, 2, set the knees down, 1 push-up. Now, if I wanted to make it harder, I could do a 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend back, push up at the feet, bring it back in. 4, 3, 2. That means the knees never come to the floor. So totally your call on that effort. Feeling the arms pushing away from the mat, abs in tight. You're done in 9, 8, 7. Let's finish this last push-up. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Wring out the wrists if the wrists are feeling any type of way. A little pro tip. If you have the heels of your hands on your mat and your fingertips on the flooring, that'll give your wrist a little less of a crease, which will actually be a little easier on the medial part of the wrist. Take a look at your hands in that push-up position, because if they're like all wonky, that's also going to mess with the ability to do a good push-up. Hands right in alignment with that chest group. So grab your weights. I know it seems like 30 seconds didn't really make it, but here we are. Toes and knees point forward. Left hip, right hip, push. Right hip, left hip. How did it go by that quickly? And I hope you're sweating as much as I am, because I am sweating like crazy. Good. Shift those hips back. Squeeze. I'm moving a little quicker. If that feels really uncomfortable for you, I want you to slow it down. Go at a pace that feels good. So we've got a lot of push, right? I'm pushing here, and I'm doing push-ups to finish. Straighten those knees out without locking. Squeeze that back leg. Squeeze the glute. 3, 2, finish the rep out, and 1. Come on down to the right knee, left toes. You just need the single dumbbell. Rotate, overhead. Yes. So it's a little cardiovascular. I'll show you that progression that I talked about in set 1. Those toes are tucked behind you. The knee is off the floor. Lean and squeeze. Lean. The knee stays really low. So you're in this isometric split lunge position. It's hard. Yes. You're there in 11 seconds. Lean forward. Rise and squeeze that back leg seat. Boom, boom. 2 and 1. Switch those sides. So starting out maybe with the knee on the floor, toes tucked, just feeling the integration of the feet. Low 5, high 5, low 5, high 5. If you're feeling like you want to progress, right? Love wearing these pants because you can always see this very well. Back knee floats. Lean forward, rise to perpendicular. Lean forward. It's much harder with my knee hovering off my mat. A lot harder. Heel in alignment with the knee of the front leg. Scissor the legs inward together. You're super close. You're done in 8. We will not see this again. We do 2 sets, and that is it, all right? Set the dumbbells down. 4-second beast hold. Hands under the shoulders, right? So my fingertips are a little bit lower than my wrist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the knees down. 2 push-ups this time. Lift. 4, 3, 2. Set the knees down. 2 push-ups. You could bring your hands a little wider, but keep them in the same plane as the head. Excuse me, not the head, the chest. Set it down. 2 push-ups. Press into those fingertips. So when I do my push-ups, my elbows are bending back and out, right? Wide grip push-up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, And that's the end of block number 2. Okay, so good news is we're coming into our third block, which will get us a little over halfway at the end of it. So right now we're not quite a halfway done. Okie doke. So got about 45 seconds. I would take it, grab a quick sip of water, do your thing. And then I'm going to demonstrate for you our core work. So the core work will need our mat. You do not need your dumbbells. The first piece of core work, woo, this one's tough. So I'm going to show this to you from the side. You'll want a mat underneath your hands. Plank position with your feet wide apart. We're going to jump our feet in and land. Then I'm going to come off the hands, rise, squeeze that seat. Jump the feet, land the knees, come up and squeeze. Okay, if it's too much to jump, instead of doing that, forget the jump altogether. Plank position, drop the knees, rise and squeeze your seat. Okay, the jump is an added bonus, a lot of core control, a little bit of cardio mixed in. Are we ready? Say yes. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Plank position, jump it in, land the knees, squeeze the seat. Plank position, land the knees, and squeeze. Little firecracker action. Lift, return, get off those hands each time. So not only are we working the abs, we're also working the seat and the erector muscles, the spinal muscles. Yes? Good. Next up, we have a single-sided V up. Then we'll do the other side. And then we land on our backs. Good, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Come on down to your seat here. Come on to the right forearm. Legs are straight. I'm on the right hip. My legs are straight. I shouldn't say that my legs are straight, that they're not straight. Bring the knees in or legs in, land light. I can even hover my feet. So I'm on the shoulder. Oh, that's a cat toy, isn't it? Yes. I'm going to pull it in, squeeze my legs together. Mandee, my legs being straight is a little difficult. Bend the knees, but squeeze the knees together. Shoulder away from the ear on the right. Right? So point the toes, legs straight, if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Let's switch our sides. So I'm really heavily weighing into that left hip now. Left forearm is a little bit back behind me. My legs are straight together. Pull it in and hover or return all the way to the floor. Pull it in, hover or return. So I'll show this to you straight from the side. So I'm leaning into that left glute, pulling forward and lowering down with control. You're great, you're great. Take little breaks, I am, right? I'm not a robot. Make it attainable for you so you can actually do the whole thing. This is 8 seconds. Good, abs in tight, working that oblique of the lower. So that's my left. You're there in 3, 2. We're gonna do something called frog, okay? So the soles of the feet are touching. My hands are gonna brace my head. My head is lifted. I'm gonna tuck my seat. So I'm squeezing my seat, I'm pulling my abs in and releasing. My head's not touching the floor. Tuck, press into the outside edges of my feet, and release. Showing this to you a little bit from the side here. Look at my back, it's staying, pressing into the floor. I tuck everything in, I release. I tuck and release. The soles of my feet are pressing into each other. My head is supported by my stacked hands. Looking at my navel, I'm done in 3, 2, and that's time. Okay, so that's your core block. We are officially halfway done with the workout. We have one more set of core, and then of course we're gonna move into our strength portion, finishing with cardio. So let's all grab a quick sip of water. Oh. And we'll get back to it. So starting in that plank position, I'll show this to you again in profile so it's helpful for you. Starting that plank, meaning my fingertips are off the floor. Here we go. Jump it in, firecracker, land, squeeze everything together. Come back, jump it in, land, and squeeze. Showing you that regression again. I press to plank, I lower the knees, and I squeeze. So I totally take the jump out, forget it. Here's a way to split the difference. I come up, I tap, I come down, and I squeeze. So at least I'm getting that leg, so I'm working my core just a little more significantly, but there's not as much impact on the feet. You've got 5 more seconds. We're gonna meet ourselves together on that left hip, left forearm. Feet together, point the toes, pull it in. Option to hover. If you want to add into this, lift, lower, scissor, 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 pull it in. Lift, lower, scissor, 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 pull it in. Scissor, scissor, scissor. It doesn't matter which leg lifts or comes forward first. And if that's not, if something here is like, yeah, that's a lot on my hip, don't listen to me. Listen to your body. Your body has the best advice for you. I'm just here as a guide. Follow along with what feels organically for you and let go of the things that are not. So onto the right side we go. Same progression offered on side 2. I lift, I hover. Maybe I do a little scissor of the legs. Now notice here though, I'm not dumping into the shoulder of my right? I'm keeping my right shoulder away from my ear. Lift, lower, maybe I scissor. Maybe I don't. It's totally your call. I feel a lot of work in the oblique or the sideline of my left, which might be your right because I'm facing you on a screen. So listen to yourself. Make sure, again, if you need to bend the knees, the same affect. I'm still getting the same thing. It's just a shortened lever. Yeah? Actually, it's a nice little hip stretch too. 3, 2, and 1. This one's tough because it's a small range of motion. My feet are pretty far away from my groin, hands stacked behind my head. I squeeze everything. I look down the whole front of my body, and then I release that squeeze. Tuck the seat, pull the abs down and in, release. All I'm doing is activating my torso and then unactivating it. This is the inactive, this is the active. My head is just naturally lifting because everything's pulling in through the center. Shh. Press the feet together. Press the feet together. Shh. You've got 5 more seconds and we won't do any more core. That's a lie, right? Everything's core. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so in your next set of activities, you will need your dumbbells and you may want, I don't think you're gonna really want your mat. I think the mat's gonna mess with you in terms of your balance. So for me, I'm just gonna push my mat off to the side and have some good flooring underneath me. There's some balance elements coming with this next portion of strength. So the more stable surface is gonna be the harder surface because it's gonna be easier for you to find your balance on your single leg, okay? So right now we're in our recovery. We've got about 25 more seconds. We'll just need those dumbbells. I'm just gonna grab a quick sip of water. Cheers, everybody. We're doing it. You showed up. Super proud of you for making the time for yourselves and obviously for choosing my workout. I've got hair all over the place. I feel like Asia. All right, so, ooh, these are fun. So I want you to find a cross-legged position. So I'm gonna keep my left foot forward. My right foot's gonna come behind my left foot. I'll show this to you on a little bit of a diagonal. I'm gonna pull my elbows back. I'm gonna bend my knees, straighten and kick. Bend and kick. So showing this to you from the front, bend in, kick it back. I'm leaning forward, kick it back. Inhale, squeeze. My feet stay flat on the floor, meaning my foot. My left foot is flat on the floor. My right heel is off the ground. So your next exercise is going to be a straight arm kick back on the other foot forward. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to switch the leg in front. That's now going to become my right foot, left foot behind me. My arms reach back behind my hips. I lower, I press. I lower, I press. I'll show this to you from full side here. I'm in this like cross-legged position, hands at my hips. I press behind me. Inhale, exhale. I'm less concerned with how many, right? My upper body is pitched a little bit forward, but my back is flat. As my knee straightens, my arms come back and up. You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, And 1. Okay, find balance in the left foot again. Trying to catch my own balance here. I'm going to find myself in a Shiva squat. So my knee is going to touch my calf muscle, and then I'm going to extend and row. Ooh, this is super hard. Bend and push. Maybe this is too much. Then you can bend and tap. Bend and tap. Inhale and tap your toe. Bend, extend that leg. If it's too easy, I want you to get a little lower and move a little quicker. So the good news about the strength activity is it involves every aspect of the body. Switch your feet. I bend in, I row. I bend, I row. There's a lot of bending and extending of all the joints. In and back. In and back. Balance is hard towards the end of a workout because the body starts to go, we're a little tired. So we have to really focus. For me, it's about finding that single focal point and really staying concentrated on it. So hopefully something that's not moving. Good, you got 6 seconds. 5, I'm pointing the toe of my left. 3, 2, and 1. Again, not concerned with how many you're getting done. It's really difficult. That's why they call it working out. All right, cheers. We're gonna do all of that again, starting with that cross-legged positioning with the weights. Just enough time for you to grab that sip of water. Right foot forward, left foot crosses back. That means my whole right foot is down, my left toes are on the floor. I'm gonna bend, pull those elbows back, and extend. Bend, extend. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, single-sided activity with those legs today. So showing this to you a little from the side again. Full extension of those elbows. We're not locking them, right? I'll show this to you from the back. I bend, I push. I bend, I exhale back. Inhale and squeeze. Press through the inner foot of that stable leg, the right foot. 3, 2, and 1. Switch your feet. Good. So I've got my foot behind the hip of the left. Now it's the straight arm. So I'm going to bend and push. Bend, push. Again from the side, so you can see how far away my feet are from each other. Bend, so I've got room and my knees not coming in front of my toes. Push. Inhale, neck is nice and long. Exhale. Now I know why I didn't want a mat, because it's really hard to balance even on the hardwood floor. Drop in, squeeze back. You can do this. What would Destiny's Child do? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Push, good. Right foot balance, left knee comes in. I'm gonna row and extend. If that's too quick, or if you're starting to get really tired with the arms, set the dumbbells down. I could do a body weight. Bend, extend those elbows back behind the rib cage. So we're working that post-deltoid. We're working our mid-trapezius. As you extend, you're pulling your shoulders back towards your spine. Switch your feet. So I'm going to try to introduce my weights again on this one. Left foot forward, right knee comes in. So when you do that, carefully your shoulders aren't eating your ears, right? So I'm going to start here, extend back, bend, single leg balance. It's like a little single leg squat. And I'm squeezing what? I'm squeezing the glute muscle of that extended leg, that floating foot. Bend and push. Inhale, pull those weights towards the ceiling. You got it. You've got 6 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and that is time. Okay, so we are done with our strength section. We have done 2 strength sections. We've done 1 core and 1 cardio, which means we finish with our cardio. So the cardio section, you don't need anything but a mat. We're ending pretty much standing. So again, just take care of yourself. Do that quick body scan, what's going on with yourself. And we'll go over some of the stuff. So the first thing you've got is a sumo hold. We're gonna do a calf raise, fast feet in, fast feet out. Calf raise, fast feet in, fast feet out. Calf raise, fast feet in, you get the point. So that's effort 1. Effort 2, I'm gonna call this Broadway taps. So you're reaching those feet forward, arms circle. That's effort number 2. Effort 3 is a cross body reach and switch. So we did that in the warm up. And last but not least, we're gonna do a runner start. I'll show that to you when the time gets there. Timer starts in 3 seconds. 2, 1, heels, in, out, heels, in, out, heels, in, out. If I wanted to make this harder, hands behind the ears. Right, whenever the hands are above the heart, heart rate raises. A lot of heels up here. Stay low in those legs. You got 15 seconds. Ooh, I'm burning up today. It's super warm. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, second piece of this Broadway taps. I'm tapping my toe, tapping my toe, tapping, tapping. Mandee, the feet are a little confusing. Just step and switch, step and switch. That's fine too. Doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. We're trying to get some arm cardio in here. Yeah, big breath, big inhale here. 15 seconds. We've got that cross body 2 and switch. My shoulders are starting to say something to me. 3, 2, and 1. Right with left. 2, 1. Left with right. You got it. Channel your inner 80s aerobics competition. If you haven't Googled that exact phrase, that's your homework for next week. I'm just moving back a little bit so you can see what's going on. My toes are kind of pointed out. I pull in, I round my spine as I do that. So it's core cardio, AKA you're welcome. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the runner start. Left foot's down, fingertips come close to the floor or to the floor. Rise up, switch. Rise up, switch. Rise up, switch. Rise up, switch. You don't even have to put weight in the hands. They could just come forward, fingertips to the floor. Drop into that back lunge, rise up, hop switch or just step switch. Hop, stitch, step, hop, step, or step, switch. Say that 5 times fast. Yes. Channeling your inner Olympian here. You're on the blocks. Rise up, switch, and that is time. Okay, you got 1 more set. 1 more set. 4 45 seconds, no rest between them. Cheers. High fives. You're still here. You're still committed. We can do this. This is the end. We're starting with our sumo tap, in and out. Here we go, heel raise, in and out, heel raise, in and out. If I want to advance it, maybe add a little hop, heel raise, hop, in and out, hop, in and out. Do I have to do the hopping? No. Is it hurting your ankles or your feet? In that case, do the low impact version of this. No need to injure yourself or feel that bad pain. There's a difference between feeling the pain of a muscle burn or of a joint or bone burn. That's very different. Listen, really be clear on that. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Cross body. Pull. Pull. Let's just do it. I went the opposite way. We'll do the Broadway taps next. I knew I forgot something. Monday brain. I always feel better after I work out on a Monday. I always feel better. Speaking of it being a Monday, another Monday, another YouTube release. Check out my channel. I have over 20 full-length videos. Don't see something you want? Write me a message. Let me know what you want. Everything's free, accessible to all bodies. Broadway taps in 3, 2, 1. Reach, 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 reach. There's no perfection. Just take a foot forward, step it, lead with that hip, step, step. You're in Broadway, boom. Open the curtain, tap that hip out a little bit. Get a little shuffle with those feet. Smile, you burn more calories that way. Yes. You got 14 seconds. You can do it for 14. All we have left, runner's block start in 5, 4. We're gonna add a little hop if you want it. 2 and 1. So, left foot forward, fingers on the floor, hop and switch. Hop and switch. Hop and switch. Hop and switch. Showing this to you from the side. Spring off the block. Drive it forward. Finish line. You can visualize it. It's halfway away. 20 more seconds. My legs are on fire. My abs are on fire. My arms are like, okay, I'm all right. We're still working. I still feel the work. We're super close. Finish line in 5, 4, 3, 2, and you made it. Okay, let's move our playlist to Janet. We made it. We got a couple minutes to stretch. We're gonna take them. So if you have your mat still, let's lay it out. Let's take a seat. Let's take a seat. So once you're in a seated position on your mat, we're gonna start by just stretching the triceps. So you can sit however you see fit. So if you like to sit cross-legged, great. If you want to sit on your shins, that's fine too. Take the left arm overhead, behind you, and open up that side body. Maybe you lean over to the right. Then we're going to take that left hand to the floor. Right arm is going to reach over the side. Awesome. If you're in a cross-legged position, we're going to take an opposite leg in front. Right elbow behind the back of the head. Push back. That's it. Pull the rib cage in. Push the head back. Then the fingertips come down on the right. I look and lean, opening up the left. You got it. Come back through center, hands to the knees, lift the chest. Round your spine, tuck your belly in, scoop down and squeeze your seat towards your heels. Take the legs forward, and we're gonna roll through a nice little hamstring stretch. In my hamstring stretch, I'm not sure, I think I might be off the camera a little bit. I'm just gonna start to pedal the feet. So if maybe you don't have the same mobility, I could grab my shins and do the same thing, like I'm taking a little walk. Walking on air. And then from here, last seated position, soles of the feet meet, splay the knees out and fold over the legs. Okay, so next up, we're gonna come onto hands and knees. Just a couple more stretches, and I promise we'll get out of here very, very shortly. So hands, I'll show this to you facing forward. My hands are really wide apart. Turn the fingertips slightly up. Drop into that left shoulder. Come through center, drop into the right shoulder. Do it again. To the left, looking over that right. To the right, looking over the left. Then come back to this kneeling position for just a moment. Take the right foot forward, right hand on the right thigh and lean. Take the left arm, open it out, moving out the left wrist. Then I'm going to switch my sides. Placing weight into that heel of the left forearm on the left thigh, lean it forward. So I feel a little groin stretch. I take it up and open out towards the right, bringing out the right wrist. This is it. From here, come back to the half kneel, come back to the full kneel, hands come to the floor, curl the back toes. Lift your way up to a short dog, walk it back to a fold. Tuck your chin, shake your head out knowing yes, roll to stand slow. This is it. Stack your torso, roll those shoulders back. And that, my friends, is it for the day. We did it. Heck yes. Questions, stick around. Otherwise, check out my latest release that dropped today. It's AAA Friday from, I believe, from November of 2020. I have them on automated, so I set them up back in like June, which is great for me. Okay, stick around for questions, come off mute, and otherwise I will see you next week